This is the AM News. Let's begin from Parliament, who have passed the Anti-LGBTQ Bill now. The bill, among others, prescribes a 3-year jail term for engaging in LGBTQ plus activities and a 5-year imprisonment for promoting LGBTQ plus activities. For so many weeks, the bill's passage had suffered last-minute blockages and amendments. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante reports.
It has taken 3 years for this bill to go through Parliament and finally passed. Civil society organizations and some human rights organizations have railed against this bill, warning that this could spell doom for Ghana's democracy. But Parliament has unanimously today approved this bill. There was not a single voice that voted in opposition to this bill on the floor today. It was not without some controversy. The majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, pleaded with the Speaker to allow him some more time to move some further amendments to the bill because the sponsors had moved some earlier today.
Mr. Speaker, I humbly pray that you grant me leave, which leave would allow me to formally file some amendments I have to this bill. But the sponsors themselves again and again filed amendments. Please, let's be fair. The sponsors themselves...
Leader, ignore them, make your point.
The sponsors themselves again and again filed amendments. Please hear me. Please accommodate me. I'm not the only one who is coming with an application for second consideration. This is the third time that the sponsors themselves have come to this house for second consideration. The third time. Twice on notice, one without notice. So, Mr. Speaker, it wouldn't be out of place to pray, to be accommodated, to enable me file my amendments. Mr. Speaker, I believe that instead of going viva voce, instead of using the extempore approach, if I file and it same appear on the other paper and members are able to read, they will get a sense of my point, and then we'll be able to have a law that all of us would appreciate its import. Mr. Speaker, should we hurriedly suspend the rules and say that we are past it?
Well, the NDC were clearly opposed to that, and the Speaker of Parliament himself will not acquiesce to that demand.
Speaker, our colleague, the majority leader, just asked for a prayer. In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, the Bible says that to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. And I believe the time for the third reading of this bill is now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Put the question.
So the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, put the question on this controversial anti-gay bill, and it passed.
I'm going to put the question. I'm going to put the question that the motion has been moved and seconded. And I left it for your consideration. You've made your point. And it's not for me to take the decision, it's for the House to take the decision. And so I put the question. Those in favor that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021 be taken through the third reading, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021 is read the third time and passed.
an act to provide for human sexual rights and family values and related matters.
Following this, lead sponsor of the bill, Sam Nate George, says he expects that President Koforidua will sign this bill into law immediately.
It is our belief that this will be communicated from the Speaker's Secretariat expeditiously to His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It is our hope, our prayer, and belief that President Akufo-Addo will be a man of his words and stick to the words he spoke to the Anglican Church in the Eastern region when he said, under his watch, LGBTQ will not be established. When he gave assurances to members of the clergy that he was going to ensure that anything that promoted LGBTQ will be dealt with. There is nothing that deals with LGBTQ better than this bill that has just been passed by Parliament. We expect the President to walk his talk and be a man of his words. We are grateful to the media and we will continue to work with you.
This bill will now head to the desk of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and we expect that it will face some challenges because the President has signaled its intention not to sign private members into law if it imposes a charge on the Consolidated Fund. But no one knows the mind of the President now, and that is up to him now to decide whether or not he will sign this bill into law. This controversial bill imposes custodial sentence of 3 years on persons who engage in LGBTQ activities and 5 years on persons who promote LGBTQ activities. This is what Human Rights Watch and other human rights organizations have said is draconian. And Alexander Afenyo-Markin had been hoping to change the custodial sentences and replace them with community sentences, but he failed in this bid. Reporting for JoyNews, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Kweku Asante there from Parliament. Now, moving on, maize farming communities often find themselves with an abundance of maize cobs, considered waste from the shelling or threshing process and typically burnt in open air. Again, drudgery accompanied with maize shelling is discouraging to would-be farmers. The Technology Consultancy Center of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is empowering maize farmers by building their capacities to repurpose these cobs into briquettes and utilize them as additional material for sandcrete in building construction. Love FM's Kwesi Deborah has more for Tech Thursday.
Tokono enkusi yin kakran and in from kese adene say from antumi soja ansa na we be no e be soja all time in the next 7 minutes Mr.
We are here to help the participants and community members from Koforidua, to char their farm products, especially with their corn crops. The essence is that we want to help with the deforestation effort, where a lot of people want to go cut trees and then burn it. The essence of this training is to help the participants, make use of their local produce product, which is the farm product waste, and convert it into a useful venture. So they will get the corn cobs, char it, and then turn them into a clean energy saving fuel.
On shelling, we know in most of our communities, most of the farmers are corn growers.
or they are maize farmers. But we've realized that they have struggles when it comes to shelling of the corn. And it's a big challenge. It's either you shell with your thumb, which you have pain over a period of time, and for that reason most of our kids do not even want to help their parents when they are shelling the corn. Aside that, others also hit it with sticks as the corn is in a sack. So we've come up with a technology where we use simple tools made out of sheet metal to develop a sheller.
Bedroom living on. I never knew such program exists, but today we are very happy and we are anticipating that the project will be enrolled to all the communities for the farmers to benefit.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
Now, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedu Abochie, has indicated that the African Continental Free Trade Area is expected by 2030 to take about 50 million people out of poverty. He wants women business owners in the northern region to take advantage of the huge market AfCFTA offers to export to other countries. The CEO said at the opening ceremony of the GIZ Trade Hub, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Women Conference on AfCFTA in Tamale. Martina Bugri reports.
The training is to equip these women with the necessary skills to overcome the challenges women business owners face in their quest to grow their businesses. It is also to help get more women take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area. CEO of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedu Abochie, said, for a country to have a robust economy, there was the need to get more women into the space.
So I encourage all of us, if you want to move our economy from where it is now, from aid dependence, from import of goods and services, then we need to empower women to trade more. That is why we all of us can generate foreign revenue to move our economy forward. After, by 2030, we take over 50 million people out of poverty. We want to move people out of poverty in Tamale and its environment. The way out is after. The way out is ladies who are ready to export and after.
The Northern Regional Director of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Hamidi Hamza Sani, said it was important that more focus is placed on building the capacity of women business owners.
It is therefore imperative that more focus is placed on helping female entrepreneurs and businesswomen to build high growth companies. These ventures are promising from an economic growth and job creation standpoint, especially as women entrepreneurs are often more inclined to hiring than other women.
The guest speaker, Emilia Asokwa, said given that women dominate the business space, there was the need to let them understand the opportunities available on the after space.
Given that women entrepreneurs and traders dominate the private sector with approximately 44% of MSMEs in Ghana being owned by women, according to the World Bank's 2021 report, it becomes imperative to ensure that Ghanaian business women and youth fully grasp the intricacies of the opportunities and challenges presented by the AFTA agreement. Hence, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GNCCI, in partnership with the German Development Corporation, GIC, initiated a nationwide sensitization conference in 2023 with a specific focus on women. Sessions of this conference have already been conducted in 2 regional capitals of Ghana, namely Accra and Kumasi, and we look forward to extending it to the other regions. This conference aims to furnish women with vital information on ACTA opportunities and strategies for the optimization encompassing education on rules of origin, export financing, and export readiness.
Moving on, an international organization committed to stopping violent conflicts and creating more peaceful societies, Constellation Resources, is asking governments to prioritize dealing with vulnerabilities in the country that can force young people into terrorism. Speaking at a regional stakeholders dialogue on emerging security threats and initiatives towards effective boundary management organized by the Ghana Boundary Commission West Africa, Programs Director of the Constellation Resources, Janet Mohammed, said though the terrorism threat spilling down from the Sahel to the West African coastal states is real, government should also pay attention to what breeds homegrown terrorism. Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
The strategic plan of the Ghana Boundary Commission requires collaboration and engagement with relevant institutions on early warning reports, initiatives, and other research matters that relate to international boundary activities and issues. By doing so, the Commission remains well informed about emerging boundary-related threats, evolving challenges, and current trends along Ghana's international boundaries. The program, which was organized in collaboration with Conciliation Resources and the Robert Bosch think tank, brought together various stakeholders from state security agencies, civil society organizations, media, and many others. West Africa Programs Director of Conciliation Resources, Janet Mohammed, emphasized at the regional stakeholders dialogue on emerging security threats and initiative towards effective boundary management organized by the Ghana Boundary Commission that while the terrorism threat originating from the Sahel and spreading to West African coastal states is indeed significant, government must not overlook the factors that contribute to homegrown terrorism within its own borders.
Threat is going to come from somewhere. It is coming from within. If our young people are there and they don't have hope for the future, they can join. So what we are saying is that let us secure our young people. Let's give them hope for the future. Let's also strengthen their wisdom and their skills to be able to protect themselves, to be able to protect their families. Elsewhere, this is done. Why are our young people so helpless? If they are helpless, they can be deployed by anybody. And so when we talk about the spillage of the impact of the insurgency from the Sahel, it is not just physically people walking from the Sahel to come and attack the coastal countries. It is also the vulnerabilities that are being created in the coastal countries that are making it possible for these things to happen. So our young people themselves should be supported. People in the border areas, that's what we are saying. People in the border areas should be supported.
Director Boundary Operations at the Ghana Boundary Commission, Colonel Henry Badasu, says aside from its core functions, the Commission has also been organizing awareness programs on terrorism for border communities.
Yes, we're doing capacity building. We are doing community sensitization groups who we are constantly in touch with to provide first-hand information on activities along the boundary. And we do sensitization of information that comes, and then this forwarded to the appropriate quarters to be able to see how best measures will be put in place to be able to address some of this issue. For now, I would say it has been very effective in terms of the collaboration and then information flow from the ground. And with these the partners coming on board, I think it's going to further enhance our visibility in our activities along the border to be able to ensure the citizens of Ghana are well protected from any would-be terrorist group or any insurgents that will try to harm the security of this country.
In other news, the Youth Resource Center in Koforidua in the Eastern region is receiving finishing works to host this year's National Independence Day Parade. The Ghana Armed Forces and allied security services are also getting their men in shape for the occasion. Peter Senu was at the rehearsal grounds. Here's his report.
In a week's time, the Koforidua Youth Resource Center would be a busy place to hold the National 67 Independence Parade here. The president is expected to be in attendance. So far, preparations are underway to get the place fit for purpose for the day. We have been speaking to the MC for the new Joabin South municipality.
We are very prepared. We've not completed yet, but as you can see, almost all the engineers are on the ground. You can see for yourself, we have a lot of masons and carpenters and engineers working together. Everything is coming, much together as we have expected. Of course, we are working under a lot of pressure, but I know we are going to deliver. This is something that we are determined to give Ghana one of the best Independence Day celebrations we've ever had. So yes, we are getting our preparations work done.
What are your expectations, President?
Well, it's quite emotional for me because I think the president has worked so hard. This is going to be his last term in office, and he will go on retirement. And of course, Eastern region, and to be precise, Koforidua, we are determined to make sure we give of our best. It's been a long journey, and I'm happy that the president is having his last celebration, 67th celebration, Independence Day celebration here on this ground, and to be precise, in Koforidua. So there's a lot of teamwork going on. Everybody is trying to work hard and make sure the best come from the east. So we are working towards that.
Right, so the Ghana Armed Forces, the Navy, the Prison Service, and other allied services have also been seriously rehearsing towards the day. We have also been speaking to some residents in town to get the mood as to what they expect for the day.
I'm very excited because it's the first time of its kind, Eastern region hosting the National Independence Day. So I'm very, very much excited.
What are your expectations for the day?
I'm expecting a lot of people, adventurers, people coming all the way from all parts of the region to come and just see. Some people even haven't seen the president of the republic, so it's an advantage for them to come around to see their president.
Oh, me a guy fine pass omobaha abedi independence no wa nemo ne yesre ne say enye de bia na e won say enko ba bi fa akon eto de bia e wo say chinchin fa regions nyina so anje ba ba ha de ani age pa awonsepe say biribi sa no so ene wa kai say Eastern region for so wo ba ye ha na wa bedi independence wa.
From the Koforidua Youth Resource Center here in the Eastern region, my name is Peter Senu for JoyNews.
And now, Chief Executive Officer of Forever Clear, Grace Ameobing, is asking Ghanaian students to leverage technology to create self-employment. She explained that technology provides a myriad of opportunities and, when utilized well, would lead to job and wealth creation among the youth. She was speaking at the Grand Durbar of the 71st anniversary celebrations of the Keta Senior High School in the Keta municipality of the Volta region.
The 71st anniversary celebrations of Keta Senior High School provided a platform to map out strategies to enable the school to attain higher heights and win academic laurels. The headmaster, Innocent August, outlined congestion in dorms, dining hall, and classrooms as some of the challenges that need immediate intervention. He therefore called for stakeholders' support towards achieving the short-term goals of the school.
Currently, our major goal is three-pronged. That is, to work hard towards churning out very good WASSCE results, then creating well-disciplined students, and then striving hard to get back to the Category A status. Mr. Chairman, this is where our focus lies presently.
The guest of honor, the Chief Executive Officer of Forever Clear, Mrs. Grace Ame Obin, lauded the school's progress and urged the students to embrace technology to avoid unemployment.
Or simply put, tech, as your generation calls it, to create your opportunities, be your boss, and maybe even become the next tech superstar. This may sound far-fetched to some of you, right? It shouldn't. The world is changing and changing fast, and technology is giving you the power to forge your path. Imagine this. Instead of waiting for a traditional job, you are designing websites and apps for clients. You were able to assess the needs of people and able to meet their needs through designing apps.
The Volta Regional Director of Education, Francis Agbemadi, entreated the school's management to focus on science, technology, engineering and mathematics education and preparing students for the technological world.
Providing STEM-related facilities, supporting STEM education and career paths, and encouraging STEM-related projects will equip students with skills to thrive in the technological advancement of the 21st century.
The president of the Tasco Old Students Association, Dr. Stanislaus Adiaba, pledged their support to improving infrastructure of the school with an immediate focus on uplifting the state of the kitchen.
This year's birthday gift is being dedicated to the kitchen. Our kitchen is in a very deplorable state. When the kitchen one is attended to, it's our intention to now look at our staff common room.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Qatar.
Well, that's up. We wrap up for the AM News. Up next is the news review. My guest, NPP Communications team member Kweku Jesse. Please stay with me.